Good afternoon, everybody. This is Matt Chappell, and welcome to the fifth weekend episode of this video series. Hope you're enjoying these. I've been trying to mix it up a bit, do some of these from the road, interview some of our employees in the field, some of our amazing people. I'll be doing more of that next week up in Harrisburg and Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, and so stay tuned for those. The first topic of today is I want to say happy birthday, and it's happy birthday to the SMRA Field Sales Organization. It was a year ago today, on June 4th, 2021, when we pulled this organization together and began to operate as a team focused on smaller markets and rural areas. There were thousands of people that started in this organization on June 4th of last year, and those are all charter members of the organization, which I'm super proud to be part of that. Just in the Mid-Atlantic region alone, there are 700 people that work in this org that lead every day to serve these underserved communities and to bridge the digital divide where T-Mobile can play a major role. So super excited about that. I sat here a year ago and I penned a note to everybody welcoming them to the team. And I had two themes that I hit. The first thing that I hit was I want your retail store to become the most beloved brand in your town, in your community. You know, not to just be the best wireless store in town, because candidly, that standard has not been set that high in this industry compared to some others over the many years. To elevate ourselves, to become famous for the customer experience, which is the number one mission of our company and from our CEO, Mike Sievert. Become famous for the experience. And I want us to bring that to these communities. The first thing I asked you to do. The second thing I asked us to think about was for our market leadership teams, is I asked for them to change their mindset from just operating retail stores to truly owning markets, to protect our brand standards, to introduce our brand to new audiences, to break through any barriers, and to have an owner's mindset, and even take it a step further, to have a founder's mentality. That was what I'd asked our folks to do. I even joked with our market managers. I said, hey, a year from today, I'd want to be able to go into a community, and if there was an election for mayor, I'd want to know that if your name was on the ballot, the people would at least know who you are because you've had that kind of impact in these communities. So was joking a little bit, but not really, because the spirit of it is that we're very involved and very active in these communities that we're counting on and that candidly are counting on us. So that was the mission. And you know what, a year later, the mission hasn't changed, which is fantastic. And we're continuing to work to do that. But there's so many highlights. You know, I think about what's happened in the past year. We've opened up just countless stores, retail stores that have brought jobs to these communities that need them. And there's so many more coming in the next year or two into these communities. We've launched our home internet product. There's over 1 million people that we freed from the cable companies with those unhappy relationships they have with the cable companies, or in many cases, they now have a home internet option that they didn't have before. So many people we've been able to do that for. And we've provided a career growth platform for just countless employees that have come into this organization. Our organization has now several thousand people in the smaller markets and rural areas organization. Many of those folks promoted when they came into that organization. So we've created a platform for growth. And I'm just so proud of what we've done. If you were on this team on June 4th of last year, you're a charter member. If you joined the team afterwards, then you're a pioneer in our business in these smaller markets and rural areas. And it's a bullet point in your resume that you were part of a team that really transformed our company and in many cases transformed our industry. And that's our mission, and that's what we're looking to do. So thank you for each of you and for the high impact you've had. And happy birthday. All right, so next topic is just yesterday, I had a leadership meeting with all of our assistant managers, our store managers, our market managers, our indirect sales managers, our senior managers, and our operational support team. You know, over 150 people joined that call that are from the team. And I love it. I love the energy and really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I kicked it off with a leadership message. And the leadership message was run the play, period. And, you know, world-class organizations, they have continuity in the way they operate because everybody is in the boat rowing in the same direction, and they're rowing a heck of a lot harder than the competition. And that's what we're doing. That's what I'm looking to make sure we do every day, is that we are the execution arm of the business, and which means we run the play. And in the Mid-Atlantic region, we always run hard, and I really appreciate how hard you run. We got to make sure we're always running in the same direction at the same time and that's how you get to be world-class as an organization. During this call, we also talked about our priorities. We walked through our amazing promotional offers we have for our customers and how we can win as a team. But the highlight of the call for me was listening to our indirect sales manager, Matt Triskopoulos, up in Fredericksburg, Virginia, as he talked about his passion for DE&I inside of our company. He talked about his journey. He talked about how he got involved. He went from curious to an advocate/ally to now he's a co-chair and leader and involved. And yesterday he got to address 150 people to get more people involved in the 6 different resource groups that we have inside the company that are focused on DE&I. And just super impressed with Matt. And thank you, Matt, for your passion and for driving that every day. Unbelievable. Then we got to wrap up the call with recognizing some people. And I also got to recognize Matt Triskopoulos as the #1 indirect sales manager in the nation for the month of May. And his boss, Matt Robinson, is the #1 market manager in the United States in the month of May. Just awesome. And some other highlights: recognize Brian Camara and Kenny Anderson as our top store in Coastal Grand for the month of May, and Kevin Taylor as our RAM that did the best job driving our business initiatives in the month of May. So congratulations to all those leaders, and just love the call. Thank you. Last topic I'm going to hit today is I'm going to talk about a man named Sonny Jones. Sonny Jones is our indirect sales manager in Charlottesville, Virginia. Got to spend some time with him week before last, and I got to tell you, I was blown away. I'm a sucker for anybody that can teach. My dad was a 30-year public school teacher and coach. I love teachers, and I got to watch Sonny teach. I was watching people eat out of the palm of his hand, and they were just mesmerized and really engaged with what he was saying, and he had their attention, and he had mine. Super impressed. If you're a leader, you have to be a teacher first, and that's what Sonny Jones is, and I'm not sure there's anybody better at teaching and having a teacher's mindset than Sonny. So Sonny, thank you for what you're doing. Folks, I'm going to leave it there. We're at 7 minutes, and I hope you have a great week, and happy birthday.